The original thought was, well, we want to be able to see everything without having to, do any clicking or anything. The problem is the more we add, the longer this gets, and it's becoming a challenge to, really get in there and do stuff. So, in thinking about this, it's like, well, let's do this. The only thing that we've done is we've instead of listing everything down the row, we're basically just showing, click on a certain section and it displays that section on the screen. So if you want to see the tags, you then want to go into the checklist real quick, or you want to see the calendar, you can, pop around wherever you want to without having to do all the scrolling. There are times when it's like whenever you come into the record, you want to always see a certain thing. So you could come in here and say, well, I want to always see my notes. One thing that you could do is say, well, I just want to move the notes to the top of the list, which actually moves it to the far left, just being first in the list here. So anytime that I go out and then I come back in, then notes is going to be the first thing that you see by placing it in that order. If you like, other things in different orders, you can just drag and drop them wherever you want. So in this case, the notes and the tags. Now, one thing that you can do, depending on your role in the system, whether you need access to certain things or not, there may be certain fields that you just don't want to see. Maybe you don't ever deal with the files. Maybe you don't deal with the checklist or whatever. So you could turn off anything that you don't want to see, and then it eliminates it from the screen, just kind of simplifying it for you. It is per user. So if I log in as Mark, I will see this. If we log in as Cody, then it would have whatever Cody's options are. So this just allows you to pick and choose what you want to see and in which order you want to see in the tags, and as far as the visibility. Now, in doing that, it's like, well, I've had input from some people saying, there's a lot of white space up here in this section here. And I agree, there is a lot of white space. The reason it's set up the way it is if you want to use it on a different size screen, it resizes. It'll go down to whatever size, all the way down to a mobile. In which case, if it's mobile, then it's more of just a list all the way up and down type of thing. But if you are using it on a wide screen, there's a lot of wasted space. So the thought was, well, let's allow them to pick one of these to be on the side. So maybe you want to see the notes like Jose was talking. So if I choose notes being on the side, it basically removes it from down here and will put it over here in the upper right. So now anything that is following, so in that configuration, tags is my next thing in the list. So it's going to be the first thing that's viewed here. But the notes is in the upper on the side there in order to deal with that. Some of these, like these, all just have one note, but here's one that's got a bunch of notes. So being able to see multiple notes, scrolling through them, and doing what you want to. This size gets a little bit smaller, but it opens it up and shows any information that you want. Maybe instead of the notes, maybe you prefer to see the connections. So who has spouses and stuff, and who are they? So at this point, I can see if there's husbands and wives and kids, sons, daughters, friends, family, whatever. You could see them in the connections that's associated with them. So it's just kind of however you prefer to view. You can just pick one of the tab items to show in this upper right corner.